Good morning, students. Today we are going to begin with a new topic, and that is auxiliary verbs. Auxiliary verbs are also known as helping verbs. Now let us see the learning objectives of auxiliary verbs. After watching this video, you will be able to identify action verbs and helping verbs, state the difference between primary auxiliary and modal auxiliary verbs. You will also be able to describe how helping verbs change the meaning of main verbs and will be able to use these different types of helping verbs in sentences reflecting the changes in their meaning. I hope that you all remember what a verb is. Verbs are basically action words. Any word that shows any action, then it is a verb. For example, you are sitting, or you are watching this PPT, or you are studying. The words sit, watch, study, all these are action words as they are expressing an action. See children, verbs are of two types, that is main verbs and auxiliary verbs. Main verbs can further be divided into two categories, that is transitive and intransitive verbs, and auxiliary verbs can further be categorized into two types, that is primary auxiliary and modal auxiliary verbs. Before moving ahead, let us know what is a main verb. The main verb is the verb that carries the meaning in the predicate. It is the most important verb because without it, there is no meaning. The main verbs express actions, states, events, and processes. For example, Rahul runs fast. In this sentence, the verb runs is the main verb because it is telling us about the action that is happening. Now let us know what are auxiliary verbs. Auxiliary verbs are also called helping verb. They have no meaning on their own, but they are necessary for the correct grammatical structure of a sentence. They are used with a main verb following them, and they cannot act independently in a sentence. They help in forming tenses, moods, and voices of other verbs. As discussed earlier, auxiliary verbs are of two types, primary auxiliaries and modal auxiliaries. Here we will see that which are the words that are categorized under primary auxiliaries and modal auxiliaries. Primary auxiliaries can act both as main verb and auxiliary verb in a sentence. Children, please note that primary auxiliaries can act both as main as well as helping verb. And there are three primary auxiliaries, that is be, do, and have. Whereas there are 13 modal auxiliary verbs like shall, should, will, would, can, could, may, might, must, ought to, used to, need, dare. Children, now look at this slide very carefully as further bifurcation of primary auxiliary verbs is given over here. As you all know that there are three primary auxiliaries, that is be, do, and have, so we will be dealing with them separately here in this slide. Coming to the first one, that is be. If the sentence is in present tense, then we can use is, am, or are as per the subject of the sentence. Means if the subject is singular, we will use is. If the subject is I, then we will use am. If the subject is plural, then we will use are. If the sentence is in past tense, then we can use was or were as per our subject. With singular subjects, we will use was. With plural subjects, we will use were. If the sentence is in progressive or continuous tense, then we have to use being. And if the sentence is in perfect tense, then we will be using been. Second auxiliary is do. If the sentence is in present tense, then we will use do or does as per our subject. With the subjects he, she, it and singulars, we will use does. With the subjects I, you, we, they and plurals, we will use do. If the sentence is in past tense, then we will be using did. Coming to the third primary auxiliary, that is have. If the sentence is present, then we will use has or have. Again, has with singular subjects and have with plural subjects. If the sentence is in past tense, then we will use had. And if the sentence is in continuous or progressive tense, then we will be using having. Children, here I would like to remind you that when we did tenses, then in place of be, we could have used these verbs which are given over here, that is, am, are, was, were, being or been. Now see the chart of modal auxiliaries. Children, please remember that modal auxiliaries never change their form. As primary auxiliaries, the subject and according to the tense, but modal auxiliaries, they always remain the same. And with modal auxiliaries, we use first form of the verb. As I told you earlier that primary auxiliary verbs can be used both as a main verb and as an auxiliary verb. Here we will see the examples of the same. For example, I am a teacher. Here, am word is used as a main verb because there is no other verb in the sentence. Now the second one, I am teaching English grammar. Here, am word is used along with the main verb teach. So here, am is acting as an helping verb and it is framing a present continuous tense. Similarly, the other two primary auxiliaries, that is do and have, can also be used both as a main verb and as auxiliary verbs. I'll explain this with the help of examples. Number one, he does a lot of things on weekends. In this, does is used as a main verb and it is referring to an activity. I'll give you another example in which does is used as an auxiliary verb. For example, does he want to go there? In this, does is used along with the main verb want and here it is being used as an auxiliary verb. Now let us move on to the last primary auxiliary, that is have. Have is a main verb when it refers to possession and it is a very popular substitute for the verbs eat and drink. I'll give you example for both these types, that is possession and also as a substitute for the verb eat. Number one, he has a new car. Number two, let's have coffee. Now, I'll give you one example in which has is used as an auxiliary verb. For example, he has bought a new car. In this sentence, has is used along with the main verb bought and hence it is being used as an auxiliary verb. Now let us see the following examples in which various verbs are used as main verbs. He works at a hardware store. In this sentence, works is used as a main verb. She is an Italian. In this sentence, although is a primary auxiliary, but it is being used as a main verb in this sentence. Third sentence, the old building collapsed yesterday night. The word collapsed is used in past tense and it is being used here as a main verb. Fourth and the last sentence, he believes his phone is in his office. In this sentence, believes is a main verb. In this slide, we will see the role of auxiliary verbs to express grammatical categories such as aspect, voice, and modality. Now look at the examples given in the brackets. The first one is related to the primary auxiliary be. The man was hit by a car. This This sentence is in passive voice and in place of be, we have used the word was. The next sentence is I am working. This sentence is expressing the progressive aspect. Means this sentence is expressing present continuous tense and am is used in the place of the word be. Coming to the next primary auxiliary, have. Example is I have worked. In this sentence, have is expressing the perfect aspect of the tense. The last one is the primary auxiliary do, and it is used to form negative and interrogative forms. For example, I don't know. And second example is do you know? Children, please note that in all the examples, the primary auxiliaries are used as auxiliary verbs and not as main verbs, as in all these examples there are main verbs also. The verbs like can, could, may, might, will, shall, would, should, must, need, used to, ought to, and dare are used as modal auxiliaries. Children, please note that modal auxiliaries cannot be used as main verbs like primary auxiliaries. They cannot act independently in a sentence. They are always followed by a main verb. And also note that always after modal verbs we use first form of the verb. Modal verbs express a range of meanings like possibility, necessity, obligation, permission, ability, etc. In this table, you can see the various modals expressing different moods. For example, can is used to express ability, permission, to make a polite request. It is used in informal situations. May is used to express permission. It is used to express possibility and it expresses good possibility. May is also used to express a wish and may is always used in formal situations. Must is used to express obligation and firm necessity. Must expresses the desire of the speaker. Shall is used to express intention or supposition. Shall is also used with first person pronouns in the future tense. Will is used to express the wish, desire or intention of the speaker. Will is also used to express a promise or a threat. It is used in future tense as well. Ought to expresses the moral duty or when something is strictly recommended. Need expresses necessity. Have to expresses the unwillingness or forced circumstances. Have to suggest an external compulsion. Would is used to express a wish or to make a polite request. Would is also used to express a habit of the past. Should is used to express necessity or to give advice. Used to is used to express repeated action in the past or a past habit. Various examples have been given here of modal verbs expressing different moods. For example, I can speak Spanish. In this sentence, can is used to express the ability of the speaker in the present. Can I go to washroom? In this sentence, can is used to express permission. He could speak French when he was 6 years old. Here could is used to express past ability. It may snow tomorrow. Here may is used to express a good possibility. You mustn't speak loudly. It is hospital. Here mustn't is used to express prohibition. You shouldn't smoke. It is unhealthy. Here shouldn't is used to give an advice. I think he will study harder this time. Here will is used to express prediction. Children, please note that some modals are used in negative form. And yes, we can use negative forms of the modals as per the need of the sentence.